6 things Americans are better at than British people. This is going to be a fun video to check out. See what things you guys are better at than us. Before we do jump into this, like 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you're one of those people, I appreciate if you can hit that subscribe button down below. But yeah, let's check this out, man.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost
6
in the pond,
things.
and one of those memos pertains to things that we Americans do better than us British people. I'm a dual citizen, so that sentence totally makes sense.
Right, let's see, man.
And on the back of all of those videos that I've been doing recently that are heavy on research, I thought that this video should just be my observations. In other words, now that I've lived in America for 15 years, what are some of the things that people here intuitively get that we don't perhaps in Britain?
Better food, so better chefs.
Apart from, you know, kicking ass. And I realise that this video might seem controversial, but it's important that it is so that people click on it. But I think, as always, it's going to be lighthearted enough that by the end of this video, we're going to all come together in a big group hug, minus Uncle Toby. If you'd like to share in that group hug and haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, do that now. Make
sure you guys do check him out. His link will be in the description. Honestly, amazing videos. Make sure you guys do that. Getting to the point.
Number 1,
okay, I can see that.
Number 6, depending on how you'd like to
order
this list. Getting to the point. What do I mean by that? Well, when I say getting to the point, what I mean is, if you're willing to listen to me for just 60 seconds on this, Americans, that is citizens of the United States of America, are much better at cutting out some of the faff that comes with some, but by no means all, British. Nah,
listen, I haven't been to America, but I've spoke to quite a few Americans and you guys and talking to you guys, and you guys do get to the point. I'm not gonna lie, like compared to like people in the UK, bro, oh my, bro, you're waiting for ages and you're just like, what is the point of this? Do you know what I mean? What, like hurry up, bro, what do you want to say?
Conversations. And right there, you may have noticed I was using some of that faff to make a very serious point.
Yeah,
before I
faff in a
here,
lot.
I would dilly-dally my way through conversations by saying things like, Philip, in addition to speaking like a radio presenter from the 1930s, could I possibly maybe put you to the bother of lending me your brolly?
Yo, just say to me, can I lend your brolly, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Why the extra words?
In America, I've learned not to use an umbrella, but also just to ask, Tara, I'm taking your umbrella.
Yeah.
That's a declaration, not a question.
Simple.
In other words, here, especially in transactional conversation, we just use fewer words, get to the point straight away.
I like that.
Nobody seems harmed by any of this.
Look how beautiful that is, man. His face. Look at beautiful how this is. Oh, honestly, bro, I need to get to America. Next year, I think I'm going to be coming to America. Not too sure just yet, but we need to plan a lot of things. I got to get over there, man. I don't know how long, but I got to go over there.
Nobody seems harmed by any of this. Never be afraid of what the other person thinks of your inquiry or question. Because so long as you're communicating effectively and with respect, the chances are the outcome will be fine.
Going to the gym, huh?
Okay, this one is based on pretty unscientific observation on my part. Essentially, this comes down to, I see more people with massive muscles here than I do in Britain.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, most Americans, just like most British people, don't actually go to a gym. It's just that there does seem to be a higher percentage of Americans that do have a gym membership compared to in Britain. And this one...
Oh, wait, there's actual stats to back it? Oh, it's quite similar, though. Like 20%, 16%. Bro, it's actually quite low for both countries. We don't really gym, do we? We don't really gym. But I was going to say, I know loads of people. I don't go to the gym, but I know loads of people that go to the gym. But yeah, he's saying from his observation that he's seen a lot more like biggish, like muscly people. So interesting.
One is backed by science or general data, because America famously has a gym culture. And how do I know this? Because I was dragged into it once. In my first year of living in the United States, I had a gym membership, and the fact that I only used it to kick a football at a wall should not discount from the fact that I had a gym membership.
That sounds fun.
And when I lived in England, my friends would never talk about going to the gym. It's not that we weren't athletic or anything like that. It's just that we had other ways of achieving fitness, you know, through walking or swimming or, heaven forbid, running. Gym just wasn't a big part of the conversation. But in America,
there's a lot of gyms in the UK. I don't want people to watch this thinking like gym and thing in the UK. There's so many gyms around, so many people like are going to the, well, that I know go to the gyms, and there definitely is a gym culture. But yeah, like we're 4% down on you guys going to the gym. So yeah, America gym more.
baked into many things. When I had a job in downtown Chicago, one of the perks of working there is that you get 10% off at, say, LA Fitness. And it wasn't that I was working for the Chicago Bears, this was a consulting company. And it's quite common for people to receive such perks. My wife, who was a teacher, got the same. And so because of this, I think it's probably less accurate to say that Americans are better at going to the gym than it is to say gymnasiums and gymnasium culture are advertised to them more. And Uncle Toby, if you want
You know what, this is very, very, very interesting, right? Because, you know, when like British and Americans are like debating or like you're trying to like whatever, let's say they're arguing, right? The Americans will say the British have bad teeth and the British will say that Americans are obese, right? But then we're watching a video right now, we're also Americans. Like statistically, I think you are more obese than the UK. In the UK, we have a lot of obese people. Statistically, I think you are. But then it's also interesting the fact that statistically as well, you have more gym goers. You know what I mean? So like, you just have more of everything.
Fight about this. Just remember that I'm American now and I have 2.5-inch pythons.
Celebrating success.
On the whole, Americans are very...
Okay, I've seen a video about this, like enthusiasm and stuff. It's really dope in America. I wish I was surrounded by more people like that. More people that will take risks and do things, celebrate success, instead of like in the UK, believe it or not, you don't really want to talk about that much because it will just put people down, or like they'll try and put you, bro, it's weird. It's weird. Like, you don't really, if you celebrate success in the UK, it's seen as like flexing, like you're showing off.
Very good at celebrating the success of other people. There are exceptions to this, like my wife's cousin Chad, who believes that I deserve none of this. But on the whole, Americans are just always so quick to congratulate me on becoming and remaining a YouTube sensation. In Britain, depending on the person, it might go like this. All right, mate, how's that YouTube channel of yours going? Yeah, no, it's going great. I don't know if you're familiar with subscriber counts, but 653,000 subscribers.
It's impressive.
All right, yeah. Probably all bots, isn't it? Bots. My mum is not a bot. I'm just having banter, lad. Oh, banter. I always get confused. And don't get me wrong,
Yo, that's actually so true.
I actually value both approaches. When I'm in need of some sort of mental pick-me-up, it is nice to post a tweet saying something like, ooh, I've been watched 67 million times this year, or I got groceries today. Because Americans will always whip out that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio raising a glass. On the other hand, when a British person responds with, hey, oh, it's gone to his head again, it brings me back down to earth. It reminds me that instead of hiring domestic staff, I should really just muck in and fix both hot tubs myself.
See, I definitely like the American way for that, 1000%, bro. I think people should, like, if you achieve something and you've done well for yourself, you should be able to, like, express it and celebrate it with people around you. Why do you have to put people down? You know what I mean? Like, if I know somebody that's like we're gaining super close to 100,000 subs on this channel. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys for that. When I hear, I'm going to celebrate. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell people around me. I'm going to tell my loved ones. If anyone thinks that, like, I'm flexing or whatever, or, like, trying to put me down, then no, like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, it don't make sense. You should be able to celebrate the things that you achieve, your big goals, no matter what it be, right? Instead of, like, people in the UK where, like you said, man, it's so true. So true. Hosting family.
Now, it's that time again, isn't it? When both countries save all of their best holidays until the last 60 days of the year. Chief among these in the United States is Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. And in America, this could mean that I'm about to see most of my wife's extended family twice within 30 days. And this can be great, you know, unless my wife's cousin Chad brought the tequila again. What I'm saying is, Americans are better at inviting massive amounts of people. In Britain, pound for pound, the houses are smaller, so we can't fit 57 people in without me.
57 people, that's kind of crazy. That's massive. But in the UK, it depends on family. So my family and basically my family, when around like Christmas time, we will invite as many people as possible. But I would say the most the numbers get for like the nighttime Christmas would probably be like 20-ish. So yeah, I don't know if if he said 57 people in America, yeah, you guys are going crazy over there. I ain't gonna lie, for your parties, for your Christmas dinners or whatever.
People. In Britain, pound for pound, the houses are smaller, so we can't fit 57 people
We
in
ain't got the
without
room.
making the local news. But also, most of us just wouldn't want that many weird uncles in the same room. So we keep it to a small number, and that way there are more sausage rolls for everyone, unless I get to them first.
It depends on the household.
This, of course, is a big generalisation. There will be some British family that host lots of people, and there'll be some American families that host no one. But on the whole, when it comes to holiday house parties...
On average, you guys do it bigger. I like that, though. I think more the merrier. I always say to my mom, like, during Christmas, my mom's like, oh, she wants, like, just more immediate family and less people for, like, dinner and stuff. I say to my mom, more the merrier. Like, I feel better when there's more people, more different kind of conversations, more funny things happening, you know what I mean? It's just more enjoyable for me to have more people around.
Americans really go to town from inside a house.
Not littering.
But despite the excesses of American holidays, there is one surprising thing that I discovered Americans do better than the British, and it is this. They, now we, are better at not littering. I say that's weird because firstly, you do occasionally see litter just blowing around in the American breeze.
It is horrible.
But it is to a notably lesser degree than I experienced in Britain. Like, even in the woods near to my house where I grew up, you'll occasionally see a polo mint wrapper or a Snickers bar. Or things I can't mention because I don't want to get demonetized again. In places in America that would be considered the equivalent of the towns and cities that I lived in Britain, there's just notably less of it. This was my experience.
I know why this is, though. I know why this is. America is a beautiful country, right? And UK isn't that beautiful. Unless you're into your history, then it will be beautiful. But if you're not into your history, you're just looking at it, like, to look at it, like, visually, it's not that beautiful, right? So... people in the UK, I don't litter, but people in the UK are littering because it is already rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas in America, it's beautiful. So you know what? You don't want to ruin beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
On the West Coast and on the East Coast and some places in between. And we end sort of where we started.
Not many people here speak
Americans are better
Spanish
than British people at speaking Spanish.
Yeah, there's no
in
brainer.
many ways, this assertion is similar to the one that I made about going to the gym. By no means do all Americans speak Spanish, but around 42 million people speak it as their first language in the United States.
Wait, how many?
But around 42 million people speak it as their first language in the United States.
42 million?
And a further 15 million have learned it as a second language.
All right, well, that's already more than the UK, bro. Like, what? Our population is what, like 65 million?
Also, the language that comes up the most when I get into a conversation with an American about what languages did you learn at school? And my first answer would be French, and their first answer almost always would be Spanish. And I know what you're thinking. Ooh, Lawrence, of course a lot of people speak Spanish in America. There are millions of Americans who came from Spanish-speaking countries or whose ancestors did the same. And that makes total sense, but I think it took living here to realise just how big of a role the Spanish language plays in American society.
See, that's interesting and very new to me because I didn't realize that about America. Like, I know that there's a lot of Spanish people in America, like, came from like Spanish countries, but I didn't realize how many people actually spoke it, like, especially first language as well.
But it goes deeper than this because something that I've noticed after living extensively in both countries, Americans are just generally better at pronouncing Spanish words. A fine example of this would be the Spanish dish paella. And notice how I said it there, because that's not how I used to pronounce it when I lived in Britain.
Paella.
Me and most people I knew pronounced it paella. And the first time that I used this pronunciation...
I'm not gonna lie. If I don't really say that word that much because I don't have it, but if I would say it, I would say paella.
On American, he gave me the sort of look that you give to somebody who's weeing in a ditch. And it was at that point that I realised that two L's next to each other in Spanish mean a completely different thing to what they do in Welsh.
Oh, interesting. Conclusion.
If I've learned anything from this video, it's that I'm not going to read the comments. But I've also developed a newfound appreciation for my American cousins and my British siblings. People. And although this list was about things that Americans do better than British people, I am leaving this open to a sequel. That being 6 things that British people do better than Americans.
Interesting.
If you like what I do here, consider...
But that was a great video. Enjoyed that. You guys got to let me know what you think in the comment section, especially any more things that you can think of that you think that you do better than British people. Be all fun to read the comments and stuff on this video. Enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. If you did, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/Alfred. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.